I found the most powerful AI hacking tool I have ever seen. This is created by the one and only Pliny the Liberator, the man who's able to hack every single AI model that's ever been released. He created a new tool called Tempest. All you do is point it at a website and it will find every possible way to hack that website. This is insanely powerful, and in this video, I'm gonna walk you through step by step how you can use this right now. Let's jump right in. So if you're not familiar with Pliny the Liberator, let me introduce you really quickly. He's a guy I've been following for a long time. He's one of the best jailbreakers in the world. He's one of the best AI hackers in the world. He can be found at Elder Plinius on X. Today, we're going to be looking at his GitHub repo, and I'm going to show you his latest project, or one of his latest projects here, which is an AI hacking platform. So it's a platform that you can use and essentially point these very powerful AI models to a website and say, hey, find vulnerabilities, tell me where this website could be hacked. Now, we're not going to use this for the wrong reasons, right? We're going to use this for the right reasons. And the right reasons are to check your own websites, right? To check your client websites, to make sure that projects that you manage are not vulnerable. So we're going to look for vulnerabilities in our own sites. If you're a vibe coder, you've been vibe coding, you started coding last year, you started coding this year, you've started coding 3 months ago, whatever, and you have something that you've put out on the internet that people are paying for or that you want people to pay for, you might want to make sure that that thing is secure, right? So this is a great way to do that. Now, again, you could use this for the wrong reasons. We're not going to do that. I'm not going to recommend you do that. That's illegal. You can get in a lot of trouble for that. Don't do it. But we are going to check this tool out right now. So it's called Tempest. I'm going to link to this repo as well. And I'm going to show you how I set this up. He's got a whole great README here. You could do a quick start directly from the README, basically downloading these files, running an npm install, and you're going to get this thing set up and running. I did it the really easy way. I literally just opened a Cursor install. I have a Cursor plan. I use Cursor every single day, a ton. So it makes sense for me to have a Cursor plan. You could also do this for free. You don't have to use this, but this is what I'm using. I literally just told it, download and run this, and I gave it the GitHub repo, and it just went ahead and did that for me, and it's got the whole thing started. So I did it the easiest way possible, and it went ahead and ran it. So this is what it looks like, and we're going to show you how to use it. So when it opens up, you're going to see this little intro. So it's going to give you like a tour. Welcome to Tempest, an offensive security agent harness, 90-second tour for your first mission. So essentially what you do, you start a 0-day hunt. You can put a website in here, you could put an IP address, you could put a GitHub repo, and you're basically telling it, go in here and hunt for problems, right? Go in here and look for something vulnerable with this website, with this repo. Find a way to hack this, is basically what you're asking this AI to do. See if this is hackable, right? It's not going to hack it for you, but it's going to find vulnerabilities that could show you how it could be hacked. So you're going to go ahead and put something in there. You're going to go to the settings. You're going to set up your API key. I'll show you how to do all that, your agent harness. So we're going to use Codex for this. I'll show you how to use that. And then you can watch it work here. You can see it doing its thing. You can keep track of all its little operatives. You can get their evidence vault. You can see what it produced. And you can see their whole little arsenal, how this thing works in the back end. And you can start working this whole self-improvement. I haven't even gotten to all that as well. I've already used it. I haven't even gotten to the self-improvement stuff. So that's taking it to the next level. We're going to go really simple with this. So how do you get this working? So we're going to go to settings. The first thing I did is I got an open router key. So I went over to openrouter.ai. Now, if you've never used this, it's actually probably the easiest way to use every single AI model with one API key. So you can use any image model, any video model, any chat model, any coding model, all from one place. So it's not an ad for OpenRouter. This isn't being, sponsored by anybody, but it is a cool way to do that. So I set up a quick OpenRouter account. I put a few bucks in here, not much, and I started testing this thing out. So when you go to OpenRouter, you're going to set up an account. You're going to create an API key. It's called management key. You're going to create new key here. You're going to give it a name. And you're going to go ahead and start using it. Really, really simple. Actually, I'm sorry, not a management key, an API key. Go to your API keys, create a new key, give it an expiration if you want. You can give it limitations. I don't give it any limitations. I just created a key and we started using it, right? So you're going to paste your key here. You're going to select your model, which you can actually select down here. So we're going to use Opus 4.6. That's the best model in this whole list. So if you want the best results, you're going to want to use the best model. So I'm going to use that. Obviously, we could go with something cheaper like Haiku or Sonnet 4.5. I want the best model. I'm going to use Opus 4.6 for this test. Eventually, he'll probably upgrade this and you'll be able to use all the latest models. Obviously, we now have Opus 5 and things like that. But for this particular utility, I think that's going to be okay. The next thing you're going to be able to do is connect your local agents like Codex. So I went ahead and did that here. I connected Codex. And you're just basically going to click on it, connect selected. It's going to open up your Codex account, which I already have here. So set up a Codex account and it'll automatically connect there. You're just going to log in. So once you get this whole thing connected, we're going to go back to the war room here. And you're basically going to give it a target and let it attack. So I'm going to do that right now. And again, I'm giving it a website that I own, guys. I'm not giving this, I'm not giving this a website that I don't own and that could potentially get hacked, right? We don't want to do the wrong thing here. We're trying to do the right thing. Now it asks you to approve this, approve target to continue. Lucid designs an internal target, scope gate holds, blah, blah, blah. Now, this is obviously a nice feature that it's asking you to approve this, but you can obviously approve this for any website. So I don't know how real of a safety feature this is, right? So we're just going to approve and run that. So boom, it's going to start running right away. You can come down here and hit engage if you want as well, and you can start the process. So, but if you do, you probably see something like this where it says mission already running. The mission's already running and it's doing its thing. And you can kind of track what's happening here right away. So you can see that it's already starting and doing its thing. So we're going to let that run. In the meantime, I want to show you what one of these reports looks like. So it actually generates a report for you. So I did a quick report, just kind of a test report to see what happened. And it found some vulnerabilities for a website. It found some cookie security issues, which it found as a high vulnerability. It found some click jacking protection issues. I'm not a hacker, guys. I don't know what any of this stuff means. I've never heard of click jacking, but apparently you can click jack this website. Missing content security policy headers, dangerous HTTP methods enabled, some more click jacking, and the list goes on. So this is really valuable, I think, for companies that don't want to pay for pen testing, that don't want to pay for expensive white hats to try to hack your website. And a lot of these AI tools, they're just not going to, if you tell them, hey, help me find vulnerabilities on my website, they're not going to do it. They're basically trained to not do that. In fact, if you even tell them to run software like this, a lot of times they won't do it. So that's a big problem. So if you want to actually do this on your own, you're going to need a tool like Tempest. You're going to need to use a tool like this, which kind of circumvents all of those rules and allows you to do this type of work that you need to do. So you can see it's already finding some issues here. I don't know what this stuff, we obviously subdomains discovered. I don't know how important that is. FTTP subdomain shares a production web address. So we're going to let this keep doing its thing. And then we'll come back in a bit and see what it came up with. I'm just going to check in on OpenRouter really quick. We'll see how much money it's spent. So spending a few dollars, not much, but we'll let it do its thing and we'll come back and see what it looks like. So it's been a few minutes and we can see that it is finding some issues here. Finding some low priority issues, some medium priority issues. It even found a high priority issue, another cookie security issue here. So yeah, I mean, it definitely works. It helps you find these vulnerabilities. It is white hat hacking again. I want to make that very clear. Don't do this maliciously. Don't use this for the wrong reasons, right? Only do this on your own repos, your own websites, your client websites that have allowed you and approved you to do this. But it's actually really remarkable. If we go over the live scan, you can see that it's still running here. We're at like 14%. This is going to take a long time. And yeah, if I actually check OpenRouter, it's not using any money here. I'm realizing because it's using my Codex account. So because it's using my Codex account, it's actually just the price of Codex, the price of Claude Code, whatever. Obviously, your usage will go down a little bit, but it's using it to perform this scan, which is really, really cool. So yeah, go ahead and use it. Find those issues. Let me know if you do use this. Drop a comment. Let me know if you use this. If it works for you, if you found vulnerabilities on your website, you don't have to tell us what those are or what website, but I am curious if this works for you. If you like this kind of content, subscribe to the channel. You'll get a lot more of it. And like this video as well. It really does help me out a lot.